I'm going to show you how to do a closed shell stitch. How to say that slowly because it's a bit of a tongue twister. Closed shell stitch doing crochet. And just to make it a little easier for you to understand what's happening when you do this stitch, I've done a little diagram here. It involves doing a foundation row of chain and then alternating a double crochet with 5 trebles, double crochet, 5 trebles, double crochet, 5 trebles, double crochet. If you're American, that's single crochet and 5 double crochet, single crochet, 5 double crochet. So this is the end where you start. There's your little tail of yarn there, and you need a multiple of 6 chain depending how many shells you need. So for each shell you need 6 chain, and then you need to add 2 to that because you've got 1 double crochet there, and then your 5 trebles take up 5 chain, and then another double crochet, and then 5, so that's 6 for each shell. But when you get to the end you need to do 1 extra double crochet, so you need 1 extra chain there and another extra chain for turning. Okay, do you understand that? 1 and 5, that's 6, 6, 6, and then 1 extra double crochet at the end, or single crochet if you're American, and 1 chain for turning. So no matter how long, how wide your piece is going to be, you need a multiple of 6 chain plus 2. Then when you get to here, you do a double crochet into the second chain from your hook, miss 2, and then do 5 treble all into the same place, and then miss 2. That makes up your 5 chain for the 5 trebles there. 1 double crochet, miss 2, 5 treble into that chain, miss 2, double crochet, all the way to the end. Then you get to here and you do 3 chain to turn. That counts as 1 stitch, and we need 3 stitches to make half a shell, so you do 2 more into that double crochet there, and then you do a double crochet into the center of the 5 treble, and then 5 treble into the double crochet, single crochet into the 5 treble, 5 treble into the I'm getting the American and English mixed up here, you know what I mean, till you get to the end. Then 1 chain to turn, a double crochet into the first treble, and then as before, and you just alternate those second and third rows, and I'll show you how to do it. So I have done 20 chain already. That's 3 lots of 6 chain for the 3 shells, plus the 2 extra you need because we're going to do the first double crochet or single crochet if you're American. We're going to do the first one into the second chain from the hook. One, 2, double crochet into there. Then we're going to do 5 treble into the third chain from there because there's 5 chain needed for each shell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do 5 treble into the middle of those 5. So miss 2 and do 5 treble into that chain there. 1, 2. Oops, hang on, I'm getting a tangle here. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to miss 2. Now note here, hang on, let's keep that properly here. Note here that you're going to miss 2, but because you did 5 into that chain, it stretched it. And because that one's stretched, this one's tightened up a bit, and sometimes you don't notice it. Make sure you don't miss out that next chain that's been tightened a bit when you're counting. So you miss 2 and then double crochet into the next one. 5 treble, miss 2, 1, 2, into the next one, 5 treble, that's a double crochet if you're American. 2, 3, 4, 5. Your first row is always the hardest. Once you've got through this one, the rest is plain sailing. Miss 2, double crochet. Miss 2, 5 treble. 3, 4, 5, miss 2, I must have miscounted, I must have done 21 there, I've got 1 extra there, but that doesn't matter. If that ever happens, you can just undo that last knot and undo that last chain. My mistake. Now the next row has got to start with half a shell, because each shell is going to fit in this dip here. So you're going to have 1 shell there, 1 shell there, and a half of a shell at each end. So we're going to do 3 trebles, or 3 double crochet if you're American, for the first half shell. So do 3 chain, and that will count as your first treble. 1, 2, 3. And you need to do 2 more, so turn your work round and do 2 more into that double crochet. Ignore that bit at the end, that's that extra chain that shouldn't be there. 2 more treble into that last double crochet that you did on the last row. 3, just need to pull some yarn off from the ball of wool. And then you're going to do 1 double crochet into the middle of the shell below. So that'll be in the 3rd stitch, the 3rd of those 5 trebles. So 1, 2, 3 into there. Just a double crochet into there. And you can do 5 treble into the double crochet that's between those 2 shells on the previous row. So 5 into there. Wherever I say double crochet, if you're American you would call it single crochet. Whenever I say a treble, if you're American, that's a double crochet. Okay, and again, miss 2 of those trebles out and do your double crochet into the 3rd one. And the same again, 5 treble for your next shell into the double crochet of the previous row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and again 1 double crochet into the middle of that shell of the previous row, and then you can do half a shell at the end into that last double crochet at the end. So 3 treble for half a shell into that last stitch. 2, 3. There's your 2nd row. Now I've just got into a knot here, so I'm just going to turn my camcorder off while I sort that out. So we've got to the end of the 2nd row. and we're just going to do 1 chain to turn, start the next row. So because that's half a shell, remember on the last row we did a double crochet into the middle of each shell, so we're going to do a double crochet into that one, 5 into the middle of the dip there, into that double crochet, 1 into the top of that one. But at the beginning we've got half a shell there, so that would normally be the middle stitch if it was a whole shell. 1, 2, 3. So we're just going to do a double crochet into that first treble there, then 5 into the double crochet that's in the dip in between the two shell, do 5 into there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and as before, double crochet into the center treble, five treble into the double crochet, 3, 4, 5, double crochet into the center of those 5 treble, and then do your last shell into that last double crochet. So that's 5 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and when we get to the end again, you've got to do it, your double crochet into the middle of the shell, but we've only got half a shell, so it'll be on the third one. So we've got 1 treble there, another treble there, and remember your turning chain where you did 3 chain at the beginning of that last row counts as a stitch, so you work your double crochet into the top of the turning chain of the previous row. So there's 1, there's 2, there's the top chain there, just do a double crochet into there, and then repeat the second and third rows for as long as you need to. So the next row it's 3 chain to turn, you need 3 stitches into that first double crochet, we've already done 1, the chain counted as 1 stitch, so you just need to do 2 more into there, and just carry on as before. 1 double crochet into the center, 5 into the double crochet at the bottom of that dip. So I've got a small sample here of a shell stitch pattern, one of the many variations there are of shell stitch. This is a closed shell stitch consisting of 5 treble, or if you're American, 5 double crochet to form the shell, and 1 double crochet there, or if you're American, a single crochet in between. Most shell stitches have an odd number of stitches in each shell, and there's 5 in each of these, and you can turn most shell stitch patterns into a lacy version if you don't want this closed version. You can make it nice and lacy with little spaces in between just by missing out every other stitch in each shell and replacing them with a chain stitch. So I'm just going to start with 1 chain to turn, and do a double crochet into the first one. So you just do your normal shell pattern that you're used to, and miss out every other stitch. So normally we do 5 trebles into the double crochet of the previous row, but instead I'm going to do 1 treble, You're going to miss the next one out, but you've got to replace it, and replace it with a chain stitch. And again, that would be the third one. Replace the next one with a chain stitch, and then do your last double crochet there. So if you've got 7 in the normal one, you'd have 3 spaces, but I've got 5, so I've got 2 spaces there, and that would be 5. 1, 2, 3 treble, and the 2 chain, making 5. And as usual, you double crochet into the middle of the next shell, and again 1 double crochet, 1 chain, 1 double crochet, sorry, that's if you're American, trebles, sorry, I'm getting all mixed up here. I hope you're not, I hope I'm not confusing you. 1 chain, 1 treble, and carry on like that for every row. One treble, 1 chain, 1 treble, 1 chain, last treble, and double crochet into the top of the turning chain on the previous row for that row. Now the next row, where you begin with half a shell consisting of 3 stitches, you need to do your 3 chain to turn. Let's just turn that around so you can see. Now that counts as your first treble. So you need to do another chain, because you're doing half a shell. And the half a shell consists of 3 stitches normally, it would be 3 trebles, but you're going to do the 1 and a chain and a treble. So your first one is your 3 chain, and then you need a chain for the space. So you do another chain, so you do 4 chain there, an extra chain, and then a treble into the double crochet of the previous row. And carry on as before into the center, and then your shell again, 1 treble, just need to get some more yarn off the ball, 1 chain, 1 treble, 1 chain, 1 treble, and a double crochet into the middle of the shell of the previous row. One treble, 1 chain, 1 treble, 1 chain, 1 treble, double crochet into the center one of the shell below, and then again you do 3 for your half a shell at the end. So that's 1, 1 chain, and then your final one. One chain to turn. I'm just going to show you the next row so I can show you what to do at the end of it. So double crochet at the beginning, a shell, so that's 1 treble, 1 chain, 1 treble, 1 chain, 1 treble, double crochet into the center, and I'm going to just carry on. You know what to do now. Treble, chain, treble, chain, treble, double crochet into the center, another shell, treble, chain, treble, chain. I'm doing this quite fast now because you know what you're doing. And when you come to the end, you need to double crochet into what would normally be the center of the shell. But we've got here one treble, one chain, and then your 3 for the turning chain. So you miss out the treble, you miss out the chain, and then you do your double crochet into the next chain, which is the top of the 3 that you did for the turning chain. Any questions, you can contact me at the website that I'll show you at the end of this video. And there you have. Let's pull it out of it so you can see it better. A much lacier version of your shell stitch.